Now here's the latest information you need to know. Access to Lahaina remains closed and only emergency traffic is allowed. The public can leave the west side of Maui via the Lahaina bypass. Only Kahakuloa residents can leave the west side via Waihe'e. An ID is required for Kahakuloa, Honokawai, and Ka'anapali residents. Essential Ka'anapali resort staff can also access Kahakuloa via Waihe'e. Let's now go live to KITV4's Jeremy Lee, who's standing by in Wailuku, Maui.
That's right. A press conference later this afternoon wrapped up in which Chief Pelletier said, "We just simply do not know how many lives are lost or how many people are missing." Even when it comes to surveying, the county we had an opportunity to talk to representatives from the county, and they weren't able to say how much of the area has been surveyed. But Mayor Bisson characterized Front Street as completely gone. It's all gone, he said. And KITV4 had a chance to tour that damage and see for ourselves what it looked like. I'm going to roll some video right now that we shot earlier today. Now this is an aerial view you can see of the damage right by Fleetwoods and the surrounding businesses on Front Street. The one thing that public officials were able to tell us is that FEMA will be involved and is involved. Representative FEMA saying, keep your receipts if you're a business owner, if you are an individual, and these expenses you are incurring at this time of emergency can be cataloged, then catalog them. Keep track of your receipts. But as you can see, that's my camera just walking around, looking at the streets of Lahaina and the total devastation and just how indiscriminate the destruction was. At one moment you would see an apartment complex like the Front Street apartment building, which was completely destroyed, and then across the street you would see condos that were spared. So it did not make a lot of sense, especially to those who are there still, who have been dealing with the uncertainties. I had a chance to speak with residents who were still there in Lahaina. Every once in a while I would run into somebody sporadically and they would tell me what they had been through the last couple of days. This here is a soundbite from a local of the Keahi family. Have a listen.
I mean, it's so chaotic. I didn't know anybody. I didn't find him till the next day. But luckily they're okay. But it was chaos, so nobody knew what was going on. There's no cell service, so you cannot get a hold of anybody. And it was just trying to find people, just trying to make sure our family's safe. But now I kind of accounted for most of my family. Now we're just trying to figure out what's left of our homes.
And Keith Keahi went on to tell me that it's about finding people right now for him, not property. He did tell me that his grandmother's house was lost, a complete loss, and he's trying to keep his ohana together and talk to people and find them and know that his loved ones are safe. That is a situation and a task that so many are going through right now from Lahaina and beyond right here on Maui. It is still hazardous in this area. We actually were booted pretty quickly by law enforcement, and that did not come as a surprise. The county has made it clear that they do not want people out on the streets, that it is still a very volatile and dangerous situation. And so we were actually given the directive to turn back after we had a chance to just take a little bit of video, as you had an opportunity to see. But for the most part, you know, Lahaina is still closed. It is still dangerous. There is still debris, and utilities are completely down. We're going to have more as we continue to follow this story. Reporting live, Jeremy Lee, KITV4 Island News.
Thank you, Jeremy. Hawaii U.S. Senator Brian Schatz was among the officials at the press conference, which wrapped up just a short time ago. He says it'll take years for Maui to recover from this devastation.
We are united. We are not underestimating the task in front of us in the next couple of days and couple of weeks, but also a couple of years. This is going to be a long period of recovery.
Governor Josh Green says work has started to help find lodging for thousands of people. They plan to request aid from hotels and people from across the state to open their homes to evacuees. The county says food, water, and various supplies are being distributed at the Lahaina Gateway Center.